Welcome back to Pakisa Freeway, where the GT SUPERCUP action is well underway. After an action-packed first race, we talked to some of the drivers about their cars and the thrill of GT SUPERCUP.
Okay, it's a 2003 Mark II GT3 Cup car, which has been built and designed by Porsche Motorsport in Germany. And I think one of the most fun cars to drive, and I'm having total fun of it. The GT SUPERCUP has actually trained us a lot from the previous times we've been here. And I think it's a very relaxed event where each guy drives at his own pace and has fun. And we basically come here to meet and greet all the guys, the new faces and the old faces, and spend time with the guys and have fun with them. The thrill and the fun of motor racing has been in the blood since we're in the motor industry. I've got my own business that actually runs and tunes up cars, repairs and modifies these cars. So that's where the fun is, and everything we do is talk cars, brush our teeth is cars, actually go to bed in the afternoon is cars. So if you're having breakfast in the morning with the kids, we talk cars. My dream car is probably going to be the 997 3.8 Cup car with the sequential gearbox, and probably that's going to be my next step. My best times on Pakisa with this car was 151. Hoping to do better.
Well, this is a 430 Challenge Ferrari, which I've owned now for about 3-4 years. And enjoying it. What I see is a bunch of enthusiasts from Durban and Natal, and we've just come to join them. But it looks like the people that enjoy their cars. Well, I think any boy's dream is to race a fast car, and I'm lucky enough and fortunate to be able to do it.
It's one big happy family. And it's an amazing social event, not only about the racing, we socialize as well, we all get together, we have a fantastic weekend. It's amazing. And also what you call a bunch of guys that we come with. It's totally awesome. My best part of the racetrack is the backstretch.
Okay, the car's a 2004 996 GT3, pretty much standard. Few mods of lighten the doors. Did some work on the suspension. I think the best part of these events are there's no pressure, there's no stress. You know, you get onto the track whenever you feel like, get off the track whenever you feel like. So you get a chance to actually learn your car properly. And I think the biggest plus factor is the amount of track time we have. The best part of the track I find to be the end of the backstretch. Always challenging, always a thrill, always a adrenaline rush because I can never get it right. And always plan and think this is how it's going to be done, but once you get there, you know, everything else fails. It's the only place I can come out and be totally free. Enjoy the car for what it is. And there's very few opportunities to really drive the car the way it should be driven and the way you'd like to. But here it's all under controlled circumstances. Good opportunity to try the car out and to sharpen my skills as well. Dream car, I think a 997 Cup car. You know, I've driven one already, and very challenging, but when you get it right, very rewarding as well.
Back to the race action, and super eager to get out onto the track for their very first race of the day were classes A, T, R and F. These competitors were doing final checks before getting under starters' orders. A standing start was how they got their race underway. Now it's immediately obvious that these are not race but road legal cars doing battle, bearing testimony to GT SUPERCUP's commitment to providing a safe environment for owners not only to enjoy their cars but also of course to improve their skills. Subarus, Porsches, BMWs, Honda, Toyota and VW were brands all out there doing battle on the 4.24 kilometer Pakisa Freeway. But all the action was happening further back in the field as we go on board with Sahid Hassan in his Subaru GT as Muhsin Sahid gets past him in his Porsche 911 4S. Something that is important to remember over here is that we're not going to find the perfect racing lines out there. For a lot of these competitors, this is their first time out on the Pakisa Raceway, so it really is a steep learning curve. Muhsin recovering nicely after that scare coming out of turn 10 and getting back in front of Zahid as they power up the start-finish line. But we now go on board with Sunil Rambaran in his Subaru STI, giving us the fantastic front row seat to all the action. Muhsin is certainly our all-action driver in this race, using the whole track and then finding that he needs just a little bit more. Thankfully, both drivers were leaving each other plenty of space, ensuring that it was safe racing throughout. Onto the last lap, and wow, Maxime diving past Sunil down the super fast back straight. Well, all the action is going to come down to this last corner, and it looks like Maxime has left his braking too late. He's going to run wide. Well, it's a great undercut by Sunil. Now it's a straight drag race to the line. Sunil having enough in the Subaru STR to pip Maxime over the line. Let's catch up with those results. In first place, Rajin Pillay in his Porsche 911 Cup. In second place, Justin Mati in his 944 S4, with Afsal Musa in third place in a BMW Z4M. Sabs Gaffer and Jevron Reddy closing out the top 5. Now, do you remember those childhood dreams we were talking about? Well, we catch up with some of the future GT Super Cup stars.
Oh, my dad drives a Subaru, and I like coming here because I get away from home and I can enjoy myself with my cousins and my uncle, and I can go on the track and have fun, and I like racing.
I'm here because I want to get away from home and not go to school because it's boring, and when I hear some noise and enjoy myself.
I like coming here because I want to get away from school and I want to get away from my sister because she always fights with me, and I love the track and I'm having a really great time.
I'm here with my dad at Pukisa Raceway and it's really fun.
Well, from boys missing school to boys and their toys.
It's a Mark 1 GD3. It's a 2000 model. It's actually a Club Sport, which is a limited edition car. It's obviously very few in South Africa. As far as modifications, it's just got a bit of suspension work on it. And the rest is basically still standard. We've been to quite a few tracks, up in Joburg as well, and we somehow always come back here because it's a very forgiving track. And lots of runoffs. It's a wide track as well. Yeah, it's a beautiful track. Today I did spin off unexpectedly. I mean, I pushed a little bit and went into grass and missed the barrier. I think probably half a meter or so. Took me a bit of a while to settle down after that. But I'm fine now, yeah. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. Got a roll cage in it, so you know you're safe from if you have to flip with your harness. You're quite safe in there. So I feel pretty safe on it. Obviously within limits, you gotta be a bit careful. Don't overdo it though. Like with anything.
It's actually a 2002 GT3 Cup car. The car's bog standard. We've done no adjustments to it. It's as we bought it, and the car is basically as it was built in the factory. 2 years ago, I went off in East London, and I moved out of the way for a Lotus that I felt I was hindering. I went off the track, and it was quite scary. The interesting part was my version of the accident and the actual version on the GoPro were very, very varying in differences. So it's actually quite amazing. What you think happens is not really what happened. I originally got into it for my wife's sake, Tanya, and the reason I'm sitting here is because she doesn't want to talk to you because she's a little bit camera shy. I'm actually a competitive swimmer, and I got into this because she enjoys motorsport, but now I enjoy it with her, and we really have a good time together. It's also great because we get to spend time together. Basically what we do is we just try and go 50-50 as much as possible. Every so often she gets to spend more time in the car than me, but that's great. That's what it's all about, you know. As I said, she's a little bit more passionate about it than I am. Dream car on the track. You could look at a McLaren, you could look at a Ferrari, you could look at big Mercs, but I think we'll settle for Porsche. Thank you very much.
After the break, we back under starters orders for race 2.